Hi, Capricorn Sun and Rising. Welcome to your June 2024 Astro Update. It's Rena here. So, this is the tale of 2 months. The first part of the month with the Gemini energy that is strong is going to be more down to brass tacks. Sixth house, Gemini for you is the sixth house, which is an earth house. It's the house of Virgo in astrology. And so it's the house of work, health, and your daily routine. And so you're acclimated to this type of a house, being an earth sign yourself, and wanting organization, wanting discipline. That's right up your alley. So as the month begins, Gemini has just gone into, Jupiter has just gone into Gemini, and I'm recording this on the 9th of May, so this is something that is happening in the future. And this can be very good for work prospects. I read it said that Jupiter transiting the sixth house is more work than you know what to do with. So whether it's something that you already have cultivated that is really paying off in spades, or if, maybe you don't have your dream career, but you will never be unemployed. Well, I always say, never say never, because I don't want to hype anything, but yeah, that's what supposedly Jupiter is about, abundance. And so this is the work sector. And the sun goes into this house in May as well, in the third week of May too. So you have that going into June, and then on the 3rd of June, Mercury goes here. So Mercury is the ruler of the sixth. And so it can be about, I said the sixth house can be about health. So people who are reading up on health matters, that could be Mercury in the sixth house. This can simply be anything that is connected to communication, about work, or with a workplace. Maybe it's even negotiation. Because you have Venus. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Venus is here. So Venus can be about money. So maybe you're negotiating a pay raise. On the 6th, we have a new moon at 16 degrees of Gemini here. So there might be new developments about sixth house matters, including your workplace or the work that you're doing. If you're looking for a job, maybe you hear back. And since Jupiter is here and Venus is here, it's like, yeah, you got the job. You have all this benefic energy behind you. On the 9th, Mars goes into Taurus, fellow earth sign, and this will be in your 5th house of love and creativity. Mars in the 5th house can be, I'll say Mars can be the libido, and the 5th house can be recreational sex. That's like gasoline on a fire, isn't it? So you might be having an affair. It might be some like a fling type of a situation. I don't like the word affair because it sounds like you're cheating on somebody, but it can simply be a very short-lived type of a relationship that is more, well, I'm using the word loosely because the 7th house is actually the house of relationships anyway. But this is about this area of dating. It can be just actively dating, I suppose, too. If you are creative, this can be a time when you really kick into gear with your creativity. You really feel driven to create, so that can make you quite prolific. The fifth house is also the house of fun. So especially if it's connected to some sort of sport, a competitive sport, Mars can be competitive, then it could be indicated by this area. On the 17th, Venus and Mercury both go into Cancer. This is your opposite sign. So this will be in the 7th house of committed partnership, which is also the house of legal affairs. Venus can be money, Mercury can be documents. So that, in some cases, that might be a divorce. You're getting your divorce decree. Venus being money, I mean, whatever it is through the marriage, I suppose it could be something along those lines. But you might be planning a wedding, and your Mercury here is you getting your what do you call it, marriage license, anything that has to do with paperwork, or you're calling the caterer or the reception hall and making your wedding plans. Venus is partnership, so that really favors that. On the 20th, the summer solstice, when the sun goes into Cancer, I should just say solstice, because the southern hemisphere, this is the winter time. So this is going to be on the 20th, and this is going to be in your 7th house, so it's good for relationships. The sun is a very positive influence. And then the very next day, we have a full moon at 1 degree of Capricorn in your sign. This will either fall in your 1st house or your 12th house. If I had to guess, I would say the vast majority of you, this will be in your 12th house. But really, these two houses to me are similar, coming from the standpoint of both being about yourself. The 12th house is more about your inner kind of, your self-destructive tendencies, your addictions, things like that can help you drop those kinds of bad habits. The 1st house is more overtly like how you carry yourself, like your mannerisms, that kind of thing. And so both of these areas can be you working on yourself and really finding out about yourself. The full moon can bring some sort of revelation that you have about yourself. On the 29th, there is a Saturn retrograde at 19 degrees of Pisces, and this falls in your 3rd house, which is the house of communication, the mind. Maybe you've been meditating, disciplining your mind in some way, and now you feel like it's like, I was going to say like transcending that, but I don't really mean it like transcending it, but like going within, not just blaming outer events for making you losing concentration, but seeing how you trip up yourself, which again, I think most of you are going to have that full moon in the 12th house, where it can help you, anything having to do with escapism and not seeing things from a realistic perspective. That can be what the 12th house represents. And so Saturn retrograde is like that reality check, like how are you mentally tripping yourself up? Forget about trying to, tune out the negative influences around you. We all can have these old tapes that are playing that we allow ourselves to continue to indulge in. And that's something that we have to do a lot of soul searching to see why, what is the payoff there. And that's where you really can get into the nitty-gritty of truly disciplining your mind. So anyway, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.